Hello, welcome back to another live stream. We're gonna continue on our last picture. It's gonna be Captain America today. These are all the pictures that we have made, or almost. This was the original thing that I was gonna scroll. However, this one turned out to be a little bit too big because I started putting things together now, and it turned out to be a little bit big, so I messed this one up. So we're not going to do that one. We're going to do this one. And it probably looks a little strange, but it will make sense when I do put the pictures together. So I'll see if I can try to show it at the end of the stream. If not, you will see it at some point. So yeah, let's start some scrolling. It will make sense at the end, I promise.
It's just a fight on this stage of life tonight. Dreams are calling, stick around. Hear the music, feel the sound. In this heartbeat we have found. Living life is so profound. It's a way of life we choose. Every win and every bruise. In this dance we never lose. Living wild, no time to snooze. Through the darkness, through the pain. Every challenge, every game. Like a storm, like pouring rain. Wash away what's not in vain. Carry on and hold on tight. In the day and in the night. Find your fire, find your light. Burn it bright with all your might. It's a way of life we choose. Every win and every bruise. In this dance we never lose. Living wild, no time to snooze. Through the darkness, through the pain. Every challenge, every game. Like a storm, like pouring rain. Wash away what's not in vain. Carry on and hold on tight. In the day and in the night. Find your fire, find your light. Burn it bright with all your might. Yeah, it's a way of life we choose. Every win and every bruise. In this dance we never lose. Living wild, no time to snooze. exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life home
you, Andre, for subscribing.
It was written in the stars. We can't be torn apart. We are linked together, forging fire forever. We are linked together. Screen the rain, memories we can't explain. Your silhouette against the moon, summer nights end too soon. Digital dreams, neon light, racing through the city. Tonight, nothing can stop us now. We're breaking free somehow. Digital dreams, digital dreams. Cool mangoes touch the sky, few worlds before our eyes. Every moment crystal clear, tomorrow's already here. Digital dreams, neon light, racing through the city. Tonight, nothing can stop us now. We're breaking free somehow. Digital dreams. Frequencies fill the air. Electric love beyond compare. Time stands still when you're with me in this reality. Digital dreams, neon light, racing through the city. the shadow of the mountains, we'll rise up tall. With the strength of all our ancestors, we answer the call. Across the lands we're marching, our spirits ignite. With the roar of the lions, we storm through the night. We are the warriors of the dawn. With hearts ablaze we stand strong, for Cyrus leads us through the fight. In unity we seize the light. We are the warriors of the dawn. With hearts ablaze we stand strong, for Cyrus leads us through the fight. In unity we seize the light. We seize the light.
Okay guys, so we're done with the picture. Turned out pretty cool. The reason why it looks a little bit strange is because I'm actually going to cut out everything here right now, because we're going to put it together with a bunch of other pictures. So it will look something like this when I'm done with all of the pictures and everything. So that's what I'm going to do now. Why did I remove this? I'm stupid. So yeah, I'm just going to attach this again and then we're going to cut that out and I'll show you what I mean. It looks strange now. Oh. I'll change the blade. There we go. There we have it. I know it looks strange. I'll get the other piece and you can see it. So it's basically gonna be this one, and it's gonna go, so it'll kind of be like this. Kind of thing. So that's why. So now we're just gonna remove all of this. It's a little bit harder to do this actually when you cut the edges. Let me turn on some music again.
Wake up in the morning light, feel the rhythm, feel the mind. Every step is just a fight, on this stage of life tonight. Dreams are calling, stick around, hear the music, feel the sound. In this hobby we have found, living life is so profound. It's a way of life we choose, every win and every bruise. In this dance we never lose, living wild, no time to snooze. Through the darkness, through the pain, every challenge, every game. Like a storm, like pouring rain, wash away what's not in vain. Carry on and hold on tight, in the day and in the night. Find your fire, find your light, burn it bright with all your might. It's a way of life we choose, every win and every bruise. In this dance we never lose, living wild, no time to snooze. Through the darkness, through the pain, every challenge, every game. Like a storm, like pouring rain, wash away what's not in vain. Carry on and hold on tight, in the day and in the night. Find your fire, find your light, burn it bright with all your might. Yeah, it's a way of life we choose, every win and every bruise. In this dance we never lose, living wild, no time to snooze.
Okay guys, I think we are done for today, because I kind of have to wait now until I can glue the stuff on and everything. Oh, give me a second. There we go. Hello, what is this? Scroll sewing, technically. So yeah, all of these pieces are now cut out, and they're gonna go together in one big picture. And also I have all the pieces for the Avengers logo, but I'm just showing you one now. So I'm thinking I'm gonna probably paint this red to make it pop a little bit, so it'll be black background, and then the pictures in, you know, normal Danish oil feel, and this one in red, and we're gonna put it in one big picture. So that's a little bit of work, but I'm probably gonna do that offline, just because it's, you know, I just gotta put, you know, glue on the back and then put it on, and I don't know, it's just gonna be a mess to film it and everything, and I have to wait now until, you know, it dries off and everything until I continue. But I promise you, in the next stream, regardless of what we do, that I will show it off to you, and obviously I will put it on Instagram, and, you know, I put it everywhere, so you get to see it. But yeah, I think we're done. We're finally sort of at the end of all the pictures cut out for this project. So I can tell you guys why we changed the last Captain America picture for what we originally thought. So this was the original photo that I was gonna do. Like you've probably seen it if you follow the journey, that this was the one. However, I made a mistake that I figured yesterday, and I was lucky because I started to put the pictures together and I figured out, you know, this image is too big. So, because when I made this as sort of like the idea of how to do it, I had a lot more space here than what I ended up actually having, because I went for a smaller canvas than what I was originally going to do. So I had to change that picture. That's why we changed it to a different one. But I think the one that we chose is cooler because it has more. It's not just running; it's throwing the shield. I think it's kind of cooler image anyway. So I think it works out for the better. But yeah, again, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching and keep supporting. But also, you know, if you've seen this from the beginning, then it's going to be interesting to see the next time when I get to show it off. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and help me grow on YouTube. I would appreciate that a lot. We're soon going to have a giveaway on this channel. It's going to be next Friday. So next Friday at 7 p.m. we're going to have a giveaway. And that's sort of going to be like we made like 100 picture live on YouTube. So I believe this one that we finished today was number 78. So technically we have 2 more to make. So yeah, we will obviously make 2 more pictures before that. I think the next time we stream, which might be tomorrow or Monday, it'll probably be, let me go and get it. Oh, actually, I totally forget to oil this one. I forgot Iron Man. I put it in a different place, that's why. But yeah, I'm gonna do that as well. I'm thinking this one. So that's the Ghost Rider. A standalone picture again. It's a long time since we've done a standalone picture. It's time that we do that and keep doing what we have been doing and what this channel is kinda about. So yeah, I want to do a standalone picture again, and it's gonna be this one. I think this is a cool picture. So yeah, that's happening. Probably tomorrow or Monday. I might skip streaming tomorrow because I want to finish this project, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just go online tomorrow just to show you guys how it looks. Anyway, guys, thank you for supporting, and I'll see you in the next episode, stream, whatever. Bye-bye. Woohoo!